Somebody big just died. Brooks Robinson, the Hall of Famer and Gold Glove Orioles third baseman, is dead at 86 years old. And here to help eulogize him is the one and only Mike North. Mike North, how you doing, my friend?
How you doing, Joe? It's another sad occasion. I mean, it's money in our pocket, but we don't want to see people go.
One of the best.
Our business. One of the best. I would describe Brooks Robinson once again. I mean, we talked about David McCallum and hitting 90. Brooks, of course, died at the age of 86. Born May 18th, 1937, Little Rock, Arkansas. Died in Owings Mills, Maryland at age 86.
Wow.
Was one of the, I guess he was Baltimore's Ernie Banks to us. In other words, he was what Ernie Banks was to us, Brooks Robinson was to the Baltimore Orioles.
Just the guy you think of when you think of the Orioles.
First guy you think of. I'll never forget it. The Baltimore Orioles were a good ball club in the 60s, but they were always overshadowed early by the Yankee teams. Then they made that monumental trade of Milt Pappas going for Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson coming and winning the MVP that year. And Brooks Robinson and Frank Robinson did a Miller Lite commercial together where they were identical twins. The only difference, he said, was that Frank Robinson couldn't even make it through the commercial. He goes, yeah, our only difference is I'm 2 inches taller. They just ignored the whole race element of it, which was a fun thing to do back when you could joke about things like that.
Oh, sure.
Now that I don't even know if they could even make the commercial today. He started with the Orioles, came up in September 17th, 1955. This is a slam dunk for me, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to the McCallums of the world, the Treat Williams, and if you notice, the music's getting longer and longer since Aldo Gandia originally started now with Joe. It just keeps playing and playing because, people are just, they reach the end of their life. And I want to give the full story if I can. The first thing is not too many of the people that we featured here, folks, have been scandal-free. And that's what Brooks Robinson was.
Absolutely.
Family man, and we're going to flash up some young pictures of him right now. This is him from, and just a young-looking guy, and we'll show some fielding a little later. That's the trade that turned that team into a juggernaut. Look at this.
The gold gloves.
Gold gloves. What was it, 18?
16 consecutive.
And then he made like 18 All-Star games in a row.
Joined the Orioles when he was only 18 years old, Mike.
Yeah. He's Mr. Oriole. That's what he is. And Jim Palmer's going to be feeded. And Jim Palmer the other night, it turned on the Baltimore feed, the Oriole game. And he was sobbing at the Open because he is going to be being honored for 60 years in the Oriole organization. But Brooks Robinson had him beat. They were tight friends. Boog Powell, that whole contingent, that team of Paul Blair, Boog Powell, Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson. But the 420 game winners from 1970, which I don't know where it's at. There it is. I should take it off the wall here. Excuse me for just 1 second.
Sure. Yeah. Gotta see what you got, Mike. Brooks Robinson, worthy of taking the art off the wall. There's certainly no doubt about that.
The greatest pitching staff of all time.
Look at that.
Let me get this right. All 20 game winners.
Wow.
Mike Cuellar, Pat Dobson, Jim Palmer, and Dave McNally.
It doesn't get much better than that, Mike. That's history.
Pull the muscle in my back. Anyway. Hold on for a minute. I want to read the records off. They wore the all-orange uniforms on occasion. Cuellar was 20-9. Dobson was 20-8. McNally was 21-5. And Palmer was 20-9.
Wow.
Or Joe said you'll never see a guy win that many gold gloves again. I go, ho, 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 ho. What else you won't see, Joe? is 4 guys win 20 games on one team.
Yeah, you'll never see that.
They're lucky they can win 12 and they brag. They brag when they win 12. Hey, I won 12. Doesn't impress me. There was a team that won between the 3-4 pitchers starting. They won 80 games, 80 games.
That's insane.
Yeah. So when you talk about greatness, you talk about a Brooks Robinson, who, by the way, we were talking about Gold Gloves. Rawlings. When I was a kid, I had Rawlings gloves.
Oh,
Great gloves. They came up with the Gold Glove, which was outstanding. And Joe came on because he's a kid. He's a pup. He's a young guy. How old are you, Joe?
I'll be 35 in December.
35. 35. Okay, I'm twice his age. Okay, seriously, I'm tearing up. Anyway,
you'll be all right, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be all right. Anyway, I want to flash 2 guys' pictures up because I actually came to a pre-show meeting early tonight and told Joe, "Hey, Joe, I got some." First, we got you could put them both up. Jim Cott, who won, I believe, 18 as a pitcher, and then we have Greg Maddux, who's another guy who won. That makes me sick to see him in a Cub uniform, and we just let him walk. Makes me absolutely ill to this day, but he did come through for us. He's reminds me a lot of Justin Steele. Steele a little bit quicker. Steele reminds me more of a John Lester type, but I digress. We're talking about Brooks Robinson, but I wanted to show you how special it is. He only hit 267. So he comes on the score. I'm a Bill Melton, Ron Santo guy, White Sox, Cubs. Santo hit 277, hit 342 home runs. He just never played in the postseason. Robinson became famous because they played 1 game a week on TV. Now I can go upstairs tonight and watch 6 games. I mean, on TV. We had 1 game a week. Then they'd make the postseason. If you didn't make the postseason, nobody knew about you. Well, Brooks Robinson made the postseason. So we're going to show you a little video right now of our buddy Brooks Robinson here in action. Check it out.
Unbelievable. Here we go.
There he is.
Look at that glove.
And you never saw him hardly overthrow. Look at. And the gloves weren't as good back then. They were good. Santo. That must have been preseason.
Yeah, you can see it right there how small that glove is.
That's the gloves. Like Arenado wears a huge glove now. And then the arm on the guy. And then he went to coach Gene Woodling in the mid-'60s. He goes, I got to hit better. And what does he do? He becomes an MVP of the World Series. He ends up hitting a 538 in one of the. I mean, he was an MVP during the regular season. He was an MVP in the. But I had him on, and now I hear how nice a guy he is. But you know me, I was feisty back then. I said, I believe Ron Santo, and I do believe this, was as good a player as he was. I told him that, but nobody sees him. They see you, Mr. Robinson, because you're on. He goes, well, I appreciate that, but he didn't argue with me about it. But he goes, well, I appreciate that. And I said, I think he's as good a fielder as you are. He goes, well, you'd get some people to debate you on that. Now, he didn't take it personally. He said you'd get people to debate you on that. Well, now that I've done the reinvestigation 30 years later, what a dumbass I was. I mean, seriously, there's some you'd like to get back. And I'm going, oh, man. But at the time, Santa was as good, just didn't play in the preseason. That, like I said, Frank Robinson, them outstanding people. And then, he had prostate cancer. He beat that. Then he was in Las Vegas on a dais. 3rd row up. He went backwards and fell backwards off the stage. Now, a similar thing had happened to Mike Ditka at a roast years before.
Oh, my gosh.
Fell on his head. He sued, I believe it was Seminoles. It was the Hard Rock.
Okay.
Out there in Florida, and sued him for $9 million. I don't know if they settled or what have you. But also his career statistics, 10,550 at bats, 2,848 hits. And now Santo had 2,200 hits, but Brooks played 5 years longer. So, that's how the comparisons come into play here. He only hit 268 as far as home runs. Santo with 342. So this was the juxtaposition.
He was definitely not a power guy, that's for sure.
Not a power guy. His fielding was 971. Santos was around that. But he showed up every game, played hard every game. You never saw him dog it, ran through the bag, made the plays. If Brooks Robinson, Joe, on a routine grounder made an error, you were like stunned. You're like what? So special guy.
Two-time World Series champion, 67 and 70.
Yep. And also he did baseball on TV for the Orioles for years. And then Palmer, he worked with Jim Palmer. He did a lot with the military. He did a lot with the Players Union. Just a great all-around guy. He got all these honors. They threw out the first pitch at the last Oriole game. Johnny Unitas, who is as beloved as Brooks Robinson, both threw out at the same time. He was married to Constance Louise Connie, they called her Butcher. Did we show a picture of her already? Oh,
she will be coming up.
Look at him. He didn't look bad for his age either.
No.
There
you
is.
Go.
Going, oh, baby. And there's the plaque.
And Mike, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1983. He was a first ballot inductee with 92% of the vote.
You're beloved. And for
That's
somebody
how you know.
that didn't vote him in, I mean, come on. But Babe Ruth didn't get unanimous vote. It's ridiculous. Like I said, diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2009, underwent successful surgery. The bad thing in 2012, he attends a banquet at Seminole Hard Rock Casino, and while sitting on the third level of a platform, leaned backwards in his chair and fell off. They settled out of court. Yeah, tough. He died of heart disease just September 26, 2023.
87. That's a heck of a life, Mike. And it's also worth noting that the number 5 has been retired by the Orioles as of April 14th, 78. So no one's going to wear that number again for that organization.
Yeah, think about this. I'll give you some players that aren't in his class as an Oriole. Think about this. Those 4 guys I just saw that won 20 games. Jim Palmer, bona fide Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
Cal Ripken is not Mr. Oriole. Brooks Robinson was Mr. Oriole. That's how great Brooks Robinson is, because Cal Ripken, my respect for him is tantamount. He he was an example, showed up to work every day. So, so did Brooks. And I guess, Joe, all we can say is our condolences to the Orioles, our condolences to the Robinson family. I do want to say what happened was Brooks Robinson met his wife on a United Airlines flight, and he was smitten by her, and he kept saying, wow. And all the players couldn't believe it. And he wasn't a big imbiber, so he ordered 3 iced teas from her. So the players are going, come on, man, you got to go say, I mean, I've never seen you like this. We've never seen. So he goes back to the galley or whatever they call where the attendants hang out.
Sure.
And he goes, hey, I'm Brooks Robinson. I just want to say, I wanted to just say one thing to you, and I want you to be careful. And she goes, what do you mean? And he goes, well, almost every guy on this team is married, and you don't want to get around that you date married guys. And she goes, how about you? He goes, I'm not married. They got a date.
Look at that.
On that flight. But here's the key. Half the team was single. And Brooks Robinson told them all they were married.
Look at that.
So even he is not only a great third baseman, but one hell of a cock blocker, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of the team, there's half the guys were single. They're all married. So
gotta love that.
Before we go, remember, for all your funeral needs, and we're all going to need them.
That's right.
Cumberland Chapels, Funeral Home, 8300 West Lawrence, Norridge, Illinois. 708-456-8300. Ask for the Lupos, or ask for just somebody there that's very nice, because they all are. Spacious, beautiful, plenty of parking, done with class, elegance. Cumberland Chapels, 8300 West Lawrence Avenue. Right there. You can't miss
That's
it.
right.
And then you think Joe's got that body because he overeats? No, but he eats the best. You
That's
heard
right.
him the other day. You heard him, right, Joe? Lobster
The
roll.
lobster roll.
Where do you get it? Pennyville Station. Where do you get off the train station? Right there. The train just. Where's Pennyville Station? I just got off here. Oh, it's right there.
That's right.
Across the street. 112 Main Street. Go see Tony Antonacci. Go see the lovely staff. And then my buddy Tino Antonacci, formerly of Basta Pasta, legend in the restaurant business, has handled all the downtown stuff, Rush Street, worked at Gibson, Sweetwater, Tavern. I mean, them all. Just a legendary guy. So go see those guys there, and we thank them very much. Without them, well, we wouldn't be paid by the head. We're bounty hunters.
That's right. We're bounty hunters.
We hunt the dead, and then we put them and honor them if they're good enough. Some people don't
That's
make
right.
the cut. Some people don't make the cut. But
You
on
gotta be
behalf
to a
of-
certain stature.
Oh, if you, hey, Eldo and I and BB and I go, what do you think about this guy? What do you think about? I don't know. You know, but we've had some great ones go. You know, and you see him at the beginning. Joe does a great job with everything. So, Joe,
Appreciate
that's
it,
my
Mike.
deal. A sign of the cross for Brooks Robinson.
Brooks
my friend.
Robinson. Yep.
Yep.
And I just wanted to say,
You're tearing up. You're
I
tearing
looked
up a little
through.
bit. The glasses are fogging up.
They are.
They are.
It
Yeah.
was impossible to pick highlights. I went through 20 minutes of film and I had to pick 4 plays. It's impossible, but just the guy was a highlight reel, a human highlight reel.
Give me 4 plays from 18 gold for 16 Gold Glove careers. Hey, folks, we appreciate you joining us. We honor the best, the greats, and we tell you the whole story. The thing about Brooks was you never heard a peep out of him. He just played baseball. So
That's right.
R.I.P. Brooks Robinson. So long.
R.I.P. So long.